ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Good Old Fashioned Philly Wrestling Podcast. Uh, I want to speak about AEW and what I just saw. Uh, it's not every day that we do two episodes in one night when it comes to the Good Old Fashioned Philly Wrestling Podcast, but we have to tonight because there's just a lot to talk about. AEW Dynamite had an excellent show tonight. I want to give a special shout out to FTR, who put on one of the best tag team matches in the last 10 years. Um, I gotta say, man, FTR looked damn good on their AEW debut, and it looks like the tag team division in AEW is heating up. It's very interesting, man, what they're doing. So AEW is starting to get into a new kind of formation. We're seeing with the TNT belt, we're seeing with the women's division, and we're seeing with the tag team division, and we're even seeing it actually with the world title as well. Um, it's getting crazy, man. I don't really know what else to say. You know, it, it, you know, Penelope Ford looks sexy as hell tonight on Dynamite, and we saw Chris Statlander on there. We saw Cody. We saw MJF. We saw Jake Roberts. We saw Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard in the crowd watching and managing. The names are starting to add up, and I think that we might be seeing, a real wrestling federation coming into its own. If they could do this every week, I would be one happy customer. You know what I mean? Because I'm watching every week during this whole, whatever you want to call what we're going through, as a country. Um, it gives me something to look forward to every week. And now I'm watching what the movie that just came on right after AEW, and this is a little mind blowing. On TNT, I'm seeing The Rock in one of his movies that I've never seen before. So what just happened is we just watched an AEW show, which almost felt like a WCW show, and now we're seeing The Rock on the same network right after. Makes you really think, doesn't it? Makes you think about what could have been and what still could be. Um, I was curious about The Rock's age because I remember growing up watching The Rock and he was really young when he was doing his thing. But I realized that The Rock is 12 years older than me. I'm 35, so he's 47 years old. And I was just thinking about things, you know what I mean? So there's a lot to think about with all this stuff. Orange Cassidy with another good showing tonight. The Inner Circle just dominating AEW. They are all over the place. And Chris Jericho, another one. I look forward to hearing his commentating every week. He's got it. I like what he's putting down, and he is one of the last of that generation. Guys like him and Edge, they're it, man. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. So there was a lot. There's a lot going on here with AEW tonight. There really was. And I'm wondering, how many. I'm wondering about the booking because I'm starting to see things like tonight when we saw that big brawl. Cody Rhodes dropped Sammy Guevara pretty good, and then I was wondering if we were going to see that for the TNT title, but it looks like they're giving it to Jake Hager instead. So we're going to see Cody versus Jake Hager for the TNT title, and I'm wondering about this TNT title because so far it seems like they've been giving it to with Cody and the guys who he's been fighting and stuff. It's hard to get a read on it if it's going to be like a television title style or a United States title style, or if it's going to be a whole new thing where it's like not really a mid card thing, but more of like a main eventer kind of thing. So I don't know, man. I mean, all this stuff is getting real crazy, and then Britt Baker's still on the shelf with her knee injury, and I don't know, man. It was just a good ass show tonight, man, and I'm looking forward to seeing the reviews from people like Jim Cornette, because I know he's got his boys on there now, FTR, who were just on his podcast. I'm wondering what Eric Bischoff will say, because Eric Bischoff was giving Mike Tyson a lot of props 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. So yeah, man. I mean, this is it right now for pro wrestling. AEW is where it's at. And I'm saying that knowing that even last week they did put on a lackluster show, but this week they came back even stronger, and that seems to be the pattern right now with AEW. So hopefully we will see AEW get into the groove, and it seems like MJF and Billy Gunn might get a little something going on. You know, that was fucking hysterical tonight when MJF called Billy Gunn's son a scumbag. That was I needed that. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, AEW. You know, we'll see where all this is going, man. But it's good to have, some real wrestling back on TV. That opening match tonight, that tag match with FTR, fucking great.